All right, well, why am I making this video? What's going on? Okay, I should look into the camera. I want these videos to see my progress in my coding journey, which I hope is going to be a long one. Well, I want my future self to be able to compare how I view the situation right now and how I will view it in the future, I guess. But yeah, that's the main reason. This is a new skill, so I guess there will be some progress at some point, hopefully. So, why am I even learning how to code and how to program? Well, I should say first that I'm a business graduate. I just graduated from a business degree 4 years in Barcelona. It was positive for me to learn how to, live alone, how to make new friends, how to get into a new city, how to survive. It was good, but in the academic sense, I guess it was not that intense, at least for me, because I should say I wasn't too motivated to study. I didn't have the right study routines. I just didn't know what was going on. I didn't know who my teachers were. COVID hit at the beginning, so it all started online. It was difficult, and my grades were not good for sure. But this went on. I got a little better. I started to study a little bit more. Then my second year, I really considered dropping out, but I didn't know what to do if I dropped out. I was 20, I guess 19. And if I just came back home, I had nothing to do. So I just kept on going. I should say that my business major, I chose business just because I thought that studying business was making people rich. Like you study business, you become rich. I didn't know what I wanted to do in general. And it's a difficult question for someone to ask an 18-year-old guy. So I didn't know and I just chose that. But it wasn't too bad. I learned a lot, as I said, on the personal level. And then I finished and I realized that I didn't have any real skills. Of course, some marketing, some accountability, some, business related stuff. But I didn't have any real skills where I would be able to give value to a company. That's how I felt. I realized that it was a little bit hard on myself. Of course, I would be able to provide some value to a company and a business. But I thought it was not enough, and I thought I was just going to be some clog in a machine. So I didn't want that at first, and I still don't. Of course, I think nobody wants that probably. So I kept on studying. I chose to focus on computer science. I always wanted to be good at something, and I did a lot of things, but then I stopped doing them when it got a little boring. I try with TikTok, a little bit with YouTube. As you can see my channel, there's a couple of videos that are not too bad, but I just got bored and stopped. So I thought, hey, if you keep going like this your entire life, you'll never be good at anything. So just keep pushing after the first wall. After you hit the first wall, just keep pushing a little bit more. And that's what I did with coding. It worked out pretty well. I'm still doing it. It's been almost 8 months since I started. I started with CS50. Well, first of all, I started just looking on the internet, on YouTube, how to code. And that's a very broad place to start. It's difficult to just get a little bit more precise. But some guy recommended, like, hey, you should do CS50, which is the Computer Science Introduction of Harvard University, absolutely for free. I cannot recommend it enough for people that want to learn or have anything to do with this. It's online. You can do it at your own pace. It's like 10 weeks if you work for 20 hours a week. But anyways, I started doing this because, as I said, I didn't feel useful in a business. I didn't want to start like that. And more importantly, I realized that coding was going to provide some important things for me, especially being able to be creative. I had a notebook with some ideas for businesses, and I realized most of these ideas are just applications. It would be a software. I thought, well, I could learn how to do that. There's people doing it. So that's how it all started. That was the first idea. I also realized that coding would provide maybe an online situation where you could work remotely, and I value that a lot as well, as you could just travel the world, see a little bit of the earth while you're working and studying. That would be great. That's another thing that was very positive of the journey, which might not even happen at the end, but it's a possibility. And as I said, there were some people I admired that created things. I thought a lot about Notch, the creator of Minecraft. Just how some Swedish guy just, sat on the desk and started coding away. And I didn't know how it worked. So for me, it was just someone coding and hitting the keystrokes and just creating Minecraft. Such a beautiful, wonderful thing that a lot of people, millions of people enjoy still now. It was just him and his friends just working and probably having a lot of fun. And I thought, I want something like that. and I still do. It was such a creative process, I guess. I don't know. It's such a unique thing, and there's a lot of examples, not just Minecraft, not even video games, things like Be Real, Twitter, Instagram, which also may have negative impacts on people, but still the idea was good. The intention was probably good as well. I found myself in that situation thinking, okay, what if I do that? Why not? So that's how it all started. It's been 8 months. I'm completing still CS50 because university got in the way, but now I'm full-time doing all this self-taught route. I don't know how my future self, what he will think about this path that I'm taking, because there's 1,000 ways you can learn how to code, and they're all pretty solid, I would say. There's the coding boot camps. You can go do a serious degree for 4 years. There's 1,000 courses online. There's YouTube courses. There's paid courses. There's as I said, the boot camps, which are very expensive as well. As of right now, I've decided to teach myself with some courses. There's one from, I think his name is called Steel or something like that, in Udemy, and that's what I'm going to do as of right now. Yeah, this is the beginning. I am finishing my CS50 final project first. That's the first step. It's going well. I'm going to do an expense tracker, which I'm going to use myself probably, because I would love to know how much I'm spending, and using Excel is just not very convenient. So I thought I could do this and use it myself, be the first client, be the first customer. It's very challenging. It's been taking like 4 hours just to get the ground, get the setup, make all of the necessary installations, all the software necessary just to start. That's the process I'm in right now. I think once I'm ready to start, it's going to be easier. It's just HTML, CSS, JavaScript, get it working, some Python, of course. It's interesting how just time flies when you get on this flow state people talk about. It happened today. It was great. 3 hours just went by like nothing. I wasn't even aware of my body. I know it sounds crazy, of course, but it's a nice place to be. And I like it, and I hope it still happens to me in the future. If I'm watching this in like 10 years, I'm like, yeah, it's still working. Or maybe I've stopped completely. Who the fuck knows? But hopefully not, because I don't want to start something and start it all over again and never be good at anything. Like, if you just... I know you have to try and find something, but I realize like maybe there's nothing that's going to be just super enjoyable every single day, every single time you do it. Maybe there's good days, bad days, but overall, I enjoy it. And that's how I feel about coding. It's not great every day. What happened today is not super common. I think the working on something and just seeing how you get better at anything, it's enjoyable and it makes you feel good. So I'm going to keep on doing it until maybe I get tired of it. You know, hopefully it's in a long time, and hopefully I'm able to sustain myself financially and have a life, you know. Just be able to pay for myself and see the world. As I said, it's like a very generic thing to say, but I do want to get out of Europe, I guess, a little bit, see what's out there. And yeah, maybe that's it. This is a first video, just a lot of random thoughts to the camera. It's okay. I mean, I guess nobody's going to see this anytime soon, so it's just for me to see like in the future. I don't think I'll make this private though. If someone wants to relate, someone's like, yeah, I'm in the same situation, that's good. I hope this is the first of many. This is the first video of many that are going to keep on coming. Maybe the worst of them, as I'll get better at doing this and just not have random thoughts just spit at the camera. But yeah, I think it's a good video, and keep them coming.